Hello, hello, campers. Can you see and hear me? We're live. It's official. Hattie's here. Hattie's here. Thank you, Hattie. Welcome to today's live stream. So much excitement today. First of all, I want to say that if any of you have seen Drag Race UK already, I don't want any spoilers in this conversation, okay? Because I know a lot of you are European, you're British, you're watching this at night, you've already seen the episode, you want to gab about it with me, and on any other day, I would say, yes, let's do it. But I'm a little upset right now because I saw a spoiler on Reddit. And okay, on me, I maybe should not have looked at my Reddit feed before the show, but I just want to say, no spoilers. I'm that person today, guys. So hi, everyone. Other than that, welcome. I'm Gertie, if you're new here, but I don't think many of you are. Seems like we've got a lot of charm scouts in the house today. So welcome, my little campers. What we're doing today is the premiere of a project you've been asking me about since we did the unveiling of the Camp Gertie theme for Patreon. So I saw some of you talking about Troop Beverly Hills in the comments, and I was super inspired by Shelley Long in this movie, the uniform that she makes to be a wilderness girl leader. And so I knew that for our Charm Scouts photo shoot, I was going to have to do a little Garrison cap. So the style of cap is called a Garrison cap. It's a very, military style, World War II, scouting organizations use it. People think of it as a soda jerk hat, here in the United States, going up to the drugstore in the 50s and getting your malted cream, getting your sock hop on, you would go see the soda jerk. So they would wear this style of cap, diner waitresses. It's, it's also associated with, kitschy 50s, as I always say, Britney Spears and Toxic. My favorite Britney Spears look of all time. She played a stewardess and she wore a little hat like this. So, obviously came from my love of Shelley Long in Troop Beverly Hills, but I'm just saying, you may not think you need this hat. I just saw someone say that. You may not think you need this hat, but you do, because you've got your Halloween costumes. You've got your cosplay. You've got your historical reenactments. You've got your children being in plays and they need costumes. Thanks, Mom, for sewing all those costumes. So, I'm just saying, even if you're not going to wear this, it's also just a great fashionable, let's say World War II era style hat, little tilt hat, wear it with a fabulous tailored jacket. So fabulous. So you all need this hat, whether or not you think you do, you need it. So today at 5:30, so that's in 25 minutes, we're going to do a premiere, a movie premiere, a film premiere, right here on my channel of the tutorial for sewing this hat, okay? And so we're going to go do that together, and we'll be chatting during the premiere. It's going to be really fun. The other thing I want you to know is that you can get the pattern for free on my website, charmpatterns.com. If you go to the patterns page, you'll see something called the Charm Scout hat. Click on that. You can, for free, download this document, which has, I thought we could do a little Grey Garden style show and tell today too, guys. This is Bernice. I just named her. She is my hat. She's my hat model. So Bernice modeled the hat for the instructions. And so you'll get the written instructions, you get supplies, you get everything you need to know about the pattern and the written instructions. So, you know, if you want to refer back to those while you're watching the video, you just want to use the written instructions, you just want to use the video, whatever. They're all meant to supplement each other. The other thing that you get is, of course, the pattern itself. So it's on 2 letter size pages, or A4 if you're not in the States like me. So you just print all of this out on your home printer. The hat is at the end. I didn't have to change. I just did a test print this morning. You don't have to change any settings usually on your home printer, but if you do, make sure that you print full size. Don't click that little like print to scale button or anything like that. You want it to print the exact size that the file is. And if you're not sure, there is a 1-inch test square on the pattern that after you print it out, you can measure that. And if it comes out to 1 inch, you're good. Okay. So the one thing I will tell you is you have to do some taping, just a little bit of taping. There are 2 pieces, but there are little gray blocks on here which tell you which sides of a piece go together. Okay, so you're just going to fold back the margins and pin those together, tape those together before cutting out the pattern piece and before cutting out your fabric. We good? We all good with this? We understand? You guys know. You guys know how to use PDF patterns because this is how we do it on Patreon, where I release downloadable patterns every month like this. Okay, so if you like what you see here, you can get more every month for a low monthly fee. So join us. It's really fun. Yeah, Andrew's sisters, so much you can do with it. So I wanted to show you I told you the inspiration. But, you know, when you're thinking about how you're going to interpret a vintage design, you like my shameless plug ding? When you're thinking about how you're going to interpret a design, you're going to look at, your inspirations, obviously. So Shelley Long, the interesting thing about Shelley Long's hat is it's not a floppy envelope style hat like this. It's a very structured buckram style. I took a little millinery myself. So it's like a very molded, hard buckram style covered in fabric. It's not going to flop open like this. It's a very structured piece. So I thought, well, I don't really want this to become a millinery project. So I'm thinking about other ways that this style of hat is sewn. And I ended up ordering a vintage Boy Scout hat on Etsy. If you guys know me at all, you know that I like to collect weird, kitschy stuff that I find on Etsy and in antique stores. So, buying a Boy Scout hat is like just all in a day's work for me. So this hat, I got it and I was like, it's very flat. Is this gonna be very flattering? And then I'll show you. I put it on and I was like this. I was like, oh, hello, officer. I was feeling it. So I was like, wow, this is really cool how it looks like such a simple little thing and it creates this great shape on your head. So I will say I made some adjustments. And as I told you, if you've been in a live stream with me before, the original hat in the Charm Scout shoot was very similar to this. It is quite rectangular. So when I was kind of studying this, I was like, I feel like there's just a lot of boxiness on top of my head. And is that what a woman wants? Is it what we want? Is this what we want? No, I don't think it's what we want. Exactly. So you can see the difference in dimension, the original versus my modified one. So I gave it much more of a curve. not these boxy corners here at the top. And it's also much shorter. Hello, officer. So you still get this fun shape in the front. And then not such a high profile on the side. So that's the little adjustment that I made. And, you know, if you're one of those people, you're like, I really liked the first one much better, Gertie, then I will tell you, you can just redraw the shape of that hat to make it more like a rectangle. Or if you're doing it for someone of the male persuasion, maybe they would prefer that. I don't know. But this is the hat. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So it has two pattern pieces. The hat, which is this part right here, and then the band, which is the part that goes around and overlaps at center front. Has a seam at center back, some nice piping to really highlight that shape. Okay, so I made mine in this double wool crepe, which is what I've been making all of the Camp Gertie stuff in. You could do a suiting, a cotton twill. This is cotton twill, by the way, if you're wondering, like, what are traditional scouting uniforms made from? Cotton twill. So you could do that. You could do a suiting. I'm finding stray threads. Yeah, you're going to need piping. I mean, how could you not do the piping? So it's very simple. It is fully lined. I lined mine in muslin because that's what I had. And that day I actually cut up one of my Lucille trouser tests from like the first draft of the pattern because I was like, that's a lot of muslin, so I'm going to line this hat with it. So, make do, mend. No, that's not really. Waste not, want not. And I also show you how to easily close the lining by machine. You could do it by hand if you want to get, if you're feeling more couture. But if you're just making this for a costume or something, that's a quick and easy way to do it. So then the band is the second piece, and I did interface this. I made sure to say that interfacing is optional. On the original, there's no interfacing, but because my wool is slightly sheer, I decided to do a layer of woven fusible interfacing in there. And then this isn't even lined. The piping gets just attached there and turned in. So it's very, very simple. It's flat as a pancake when you fold it. And then you just put it on your head like this. It's a very simple hat. I see someone say, is the main fabric interlined or interfaced? It's not. It's not. So you want to avoid having too much bulk in there. So I would say unless you have a situation where your fabric is just too floppy or too sheer, like unless you really need interfacing or underlining, then I would say try to avoid it if you can. I knew I was going to have the muslin lining, so that was going to provide opacity for me. What would you substitute the piping with? I don't have sewing stores close by. You can make your own piping if you have some cording, just some cotton cord. You can probably find it even in a hardware store, just some cotton cord, and cover it in bias tape. So that's actually how piping is made. You don't have to buy it packaged. You can make your own by cutting bias strips, wrapping them around piping cord, and stitching close to it. So there you go. Colin, I have a small collection of vintage Garrison caps also, and some are really square and some are rounded. All of mine are military. Interesting. Yeah. So there are lots of different shapes. I even saw some that were called specifically women's Garrison caps, which actually had a curve at the bottom. See how straight this is at the bottom? My pattern is like that as well. But I did see some that like where the bottom has a like head shaped curve to it. So the other thing I saw people ask me about on my Instagram post today was, can I put pins in it to keep it on my head? So it does just kind of like perch on your head, right? So I don't have anything holding it in place right now. Obviously, if you're going to be doing deep stretching, your hat would fall off. So one person asked me on Instagram if I sewed loops into mine for bobby pins. And I was like, I didn't, but that's a great idea. You could make some little loops out of cord or something like that, and elastic, sandwich them in this edge right here. When we go to sew the lining, you'll see it in the premiere. When you go to sew the lining, just sandwich it in there, and then you'll be able to tuck those little loops in there with bobby pins. So why not? Deep stretching. Deep stretching, everyone. I have another Grey Gardens show and tell moment for you here. Do you want to see something else creepy I got on Etsy? Of course you do. What is this? Who's this little guy? This is a lamb wall plaque. It's flat in the back. And the lamb has creepy eyes. Oh, so creepy. And a little golden bell. And it says copyright 1955, Irene Smith. Don't you love it? Don't you want this staring at you from your wall? Why? No. I should do a video of Etsy finds. Oh my gosh, guys, I can just gather some right here. Do you guys like spaghetti poodles? Spaghetti poodles are named that because they have this texture. Play to the camera, Gertie. They have this texture that looks kind of like spaghetti. And this one has metallic on it. This is a big mama one. I also have some babies. Yeah, you didn't think it was going to take this turn today, did you? You want to see my babies? This is a tiny baby poodle. And some of them are on like little leashes connected to a mama. I would show you one of those, but it's like a little complicated to get out right now. Oh my gosh, do you guys want to see one of my best Etsy finds from recently? Not this. That's just another spaghetti poodle. This one's wearing a hat though. One of my best Etsy finds. So first, let me tell you the backstory of this item. So you guys sew, you're like me. You have bent, busted up pins all over your house. This is an infomercial now. You got busted pins all over your house. Do you have broken needles all around your sewing table? You need something to put those sharps into, right? What's it going to be? Are you going to go to a medical supply and get a sharps container? Or do you want something pretty and vintage in your life? Maybe like a piggy bank or something like that. So you go on Etsy. Pin money. It's okay. So guys, this is a little piggy bank. You can see there's a slot right there. It's decorated. It looks like a little coin purse, and it says pin money. If you don't know what pin money means, it was a term for like mad money or I don't know, fun money. So like your allowance or something like that. So I guess, women were expected to buy pins with their little coins that they saved. So cute. It says pin money. So I just thought I will just like make a deposit into my pin money bank every time I have a broken needle or something. I'll just be like, dink. Cute, right? So I actually bought 3 of them because I found 3 of them at one time. And I was like, well, I'll need one for the house, one for the studio. And then I don't know, maybe I'll give one as a gift someday. So pocket money. Thank you. My dad used to call it mad money. I can finally buy some pins. So that's today's show and tell, Etsy find show and tell. Yeah, I don't really have anything else great right nearby. Any questions? Any questions about the hat specifically? Are you guys going to hang out with me during the premiere? Are you excited to see the premiere? So what can I tell you? What was I thinking of telling you about videos today? So I've been making so many videos. Oh, I remember what I wanted to tell you guys about videos today. So I was thinking back just yesterday to, I've been thinking about the Patreon and like how great it is and how making my own videos used to seem like something that was so out of reach for me. And it seems silly saying it now because I make so many videos. I do them in my house. I have someone who edits them for me. If you guys remember John, his little sock feet, he used to come help me. But since, the pandemic, he has just been editing them for me remotely. So I film everything, give him the files. And it just brought me back to how, okay, so I've been doing what I do for like 12 years now. So you may remember me back in the days when I used to be a sewing blogger. I had a line with Butterick. I've written like 5 sewing books. And along the way, I used to do videos for other companies. And that's all well and good. But I remember thinking at the time, because, you make some money, but it's more like a royalty-based thing. And at the time, you can tell me if I'm being too transparent here, but at the time, I was making all of my income through royalties, which can be a little dicey some years. And I remember I used to think all the time, like, I wish I could put out my own content. I wish I had my own platform. I wish, I just wish I could do it more on my own and like on my own terms. And I was thinking about that last night because it was honestly, I mean, I think a lot of us don't take a lot of time to like stop and take stock of what we're doing and how far we've come. I never really stopped to say like, oh my gosh, that thing that I really wanted to be doing on my own for so long, it's just like my daily life now. So I'm so grateful to you guys for continuing to watch my videos wherever they may appear over the years. But especially now, it's been such a game changer for me to have said many years ago, I wish I had my own platform, and to have Patreon. This isn't a plug for, I mean, it's not a plug for like Patreon as a company. It is a plug for what Patreon can do for artists. I will say, like, having Patreon become my platform and be able to easily set up something where I was releasing monthly content and videos to you has just been a game changer for me. So I just want to say thank you all so much. And part of what I do now, because, it's really been a boon to my business to have Patreon, is to also release free things. So, I know not everyone can afford a subscription. Not everyone can afford, a pattern that costs $20 plus or whatever it is. So I want to make sure that I'm sprinkling little free projects in there. So if you go to the Charm Patterns site, you will see several free patterns. This hat is the latest, obviously, but I also did a mask free pattern. I did the Harlow pajamas, which is a great beginner sewing pattern, and the picnic skirt, which is like a no pattern sewing instruction tutorial. So this all works in conjunction with YouTube, which is obviously free to anyone. So I just want to say thank you all for continuing to support what I'm doing and for watching for all these years. Or if you're a new person, welcome. So I think that we should go over, that said, I think that we should go over to the premiere because it's starting in 5 minutes. So what you're going to do is go to my channel. So my little circle, it's in my right-hand corner, but the little circle, go to my channel and you will see my videos. It should say, Sew the Charm Scout hat, starting in a couple minutes or something like that. So that's the premiere. We're going to be watching it live together. So this is the first time, well, there was a little glitch where other people saw it, but that's besides the point. This is the world premiere of my video, how to sew this hat. So come on over and I'll be there on live chat and we'll have a grand old time. All right, so thank you everyone for joining me today. And I can't wait to see your hats. Please do make it, if anything, just for fun. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you in just 2 minutes. See See you there.